I love you. I gotta get my rocking chair in there.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we'll get that out in the background.
Oh, man. Welcome back, Couch Potatoes. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. We got very exciting episodes. Another potato pick.
Oh, yeah. This is a potato pick.
Yeah, I am the green traveler from Gorge.
And I am the Faceless Leon. Thank you again for tuning in. We're together again in the same room.
Yeah, it's nice.
For similar reasons. The
nice.
exact reasons that we did this the last time.
Internet issues.
Excuse me.
You're excused, you sick fuck. How dare you have normally bodily functions? Normal bodily functions.
Probably, definitely.
Oh, well, that's a fun one though. We don't have a Del McCallahan victory today. We have a was this Dawn?
This is Dawn and Mike.
Dawn and Mike. Yes, thank you, Dawn and Mike. We have a Denis Quaid actor spotlight, which actually we haven't talked about this yet, but I want to define what the actor spotlight means. I want us to do this right here and now. Is it at the end when we choose the film that wins?
Yeah.
Are we choosing the best film? Or are we choosing the best film to spotlight the actor?
Or is it even a contest?
Sometimes it is, and this one it is.
For
me it is.
I see. All right. Well,
and that's why it's the first time where I'm going to have to define it, I guess, because it's...
Okay, we gotta break this down. So here you are. You're getting backstage view of this show.
That's right.
We are here doing the hard maths. I've got my graphing calculator.
Good. I got my abacus.
Your abacus? Yeah. If you got two of them, it might be abacus.
I do have two of them, but I'll only use one.
Okay, good. You got a piece of paper, so you'll be fine.
None of this is going to be picked up on audio.
Okay, so
I feel like
your spotlight. If it's a contest, then I feel like
I think it has to go to the one that showcases the actor best.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because
it's like so let's dive on in here. The Dawn and Mike, thank you for the potato pick. Mm-hmm. They chose Innerspace and The Parent Trap. I have seen The Parent Trap many fucking times. I love this movie.
Yeah.
As a kid, I think I snuck it a lot. I think I was. I'm pretty sure I watched it with my brother, but I don't know if we watched it a lot or if I just snuck it because I was like, I shouldn't be watching this because it's more geared towards women, or the younger girl crowd. I mean, honestly, I feel like I never actually cared, honestly, until I became more of an adult. Right. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I read Mary-Kate and Ashley everywhere I went. And I watched them. I played their video games. They had Game Boy video games, and I would play the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen video game. And then also I watched, what was it, Hannah Montana? Is that the Miley Cyrus? Yeah, that's Miley Cyrus. Yeah. So I watched that.
I did watch iCarly. That.
I love that shit.
iCarly was legit a pretty good program.
Yeah. Kim Possible. I watched Kim Possible.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah. So I feel like, that we had been lied to so much that we put that on those programs ourselves. There's nothing in most of them that are all that inherently girly. Honestly.
No, not really. I mean, a lot of them were probably show ran. I always do that. I always I have to contradict everything I was saying. It's like, it was 100% most likely. But no, a lot of them were show run by white men. Like iCarly, Dan Schneider, just Google them. There's some disturbing things there. The dude definitely has a fucking foot fetish.
Yeah.
That's very prevalent in iCarly. There's some issues.
In with the strangeness of the show.
I didn't question it at all as a kid.
Right,
I was like, this is so goofy and funny. And then I watched it when I was going into college. Yes, I still watched iCarly when I went to college. Go fuck yourself. You can make fun of me in the comments.
Hey, you know what? We were... it was still on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was still on. Yeah. I was still watching it. I was like, there's a new episode of iCarly out today. I gotta go watch it. I'm skipping calculus.
Oh, man. I skipped infinite math too many times.
Oh, man. I went to maybe...
Finite.
Yeah.
No, not infinite.
Find him infinite map. I'd skip that too. This is too trippy, man.
I can't do it.
Earth's weed isn't good enough for this stuff. Oh man. But no, yeah, when I was an adult watching iCarly, that was when I definitely realized I was like, there's a lot of feet in this, and Dan Schneider's probably behind the camera, isn't he? Like, I'm hearing some licking sounds.
Ew.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Closer angle.
Innerspace.
Closer angle. Yeah, Dan Schneider got Innerspace way too fucking much.
Shit.
Dan Schneider, don't sue us. This is all out of comedy. I'm just joking. Yeah. You are 100% not a sick, weird individual. He'll never hear this.
Yeah, or we could just cut that part.
No, I'm keeping it all. But if you want to, before we talk these films, but if you want to be a part of the next Potato Pick, we do this every first Thursday of the month. You can just go down to patreon.com/greenandfaceless. There is a specific tier you have to pay, but that will allow you to submit your suggestions for what we watch.
That's right.
Yeah.
But every patron gets to vote on what we watch.
Yes.
For this episode.
Even the lowest tier patron. No, but not those who are not part of our Patreon. If you're a freelancing potato out there, I love you. Thank you for being here. We'll always do the show for free, but you can't vote.
That seems wrong, I know, but hey, we gotta make a living. So,
and the living we're making sucks right now.
Yeah, but everybody understands that. I do think so. But hey, for a quarter a show, you could support us.
That's true. That's true. But with this potato pick, let's start with Innerspace. I read the synopsis of Innerspace when I saw it was part of the picks, and I was like, I've never heard of this movie. And I read the brief like two sentence like whatever it's called log line, and I was just like 100% down. It sounded hilarious. It just sounded like it was fun. Yeah,
it definitely did. I was honestly expecting a slow sci-fi. I did not see anything about comedy.
Yeah, I did not see much.
Okay, I say that, but in the suggestion, they did call it Denis Quaid attempted comedy.
That's great. I didn't see that. That's great. It is kind of an attempt at comedy at times.
This is hilarious.
It is hilarious. There are moments. So, man, I don't want to like dive into it before we synopsize, but I will say that the first like 30 minutes, I still didn't know that it was a comedy.
I had no idea. No, it looked like they took it seriously up to that point.
Yeah,
and then they went and tested it, and like people don't get this, and they don't like. It felt like that there was like a 2000 Space Odyssey movie that was inside the body.
Oh, okay.
Like
I won't agree with this.
No, like just some of the graphics.
There was a boldness.
Yes. Yeah. There was like when he's first inside where they got the fat cells, I thought that was a pretty good.
That's fair.
Projection.
The visual effects definitely.
Yeah. That's what I felt like that's what they were going for. Not that it was going to be that caliber.
No, I was like, there's nothing about this movie that signifies epic.
No. I meant on the visual aspect, I guess. Just maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. But like going into this, I didn't know anything except for those two like sentences. I only knew Denis Quaid was in it. Those two sentences. I didn't read the director. I didn't read any of that stuff. But once it immediately starts, there's a certain thing that made me realize, okay, I'm in for an actual adventure. Where I was like, I actually started getting excited, and that's when Amblin Production, whatever it's called.
Okay,
it's Steven Spielberg's here. I can look it up. Amblin
Productions.
Amblin
Films.
Entertainment. Amblin Entertainment. Okay, that's what it was. Amblin Entertainment popped up, and I was immediately just like, oh, Steven Spielberg is part of this. Didn't know that. So that made it a little exciting. I've kind of gone out the wayside with Steven Spielberg the past few years. Not that he's a bad director; he's still amazing. It's just I don't know. I don't worship him like I used to.
New anymore? I think that's the problem.
Yeah, because it's like when I was a kid watching Steven Spielberg films with my dad was great. That was an exciting thing.
Everyone's Steven Spielberg now.
Yeah, that's true. But, I don't know. He paved the way for so much, and it was like, watching Jaws, watching Indiana Jones, watching I'm trying to think of another one that I watched with my dad. But I mean, those specifically, like Indiana Jones, that was an experience. That was so much fun.
Yeah, 100%.
And then, so like seeing that he was a part of this, and it popped up right after that saying he was just an executive producer, I was just like, ooh, okay. Yeah, fine, all right. I never gave him props as an executive producer. When I was studying this, I found out that the real director, Joe Dante, who was the directed Innerspace, and also Gremlins 1 and 2, which are another mainstay of my childhood.
I've never seen the second one.
Really? It's so much fun. Never. It's so much fun. When I saw as Joe Dante, I looked a little more into it because I like Joe Dante. He's a good fun director. And he mentioned about Innerspace that Steven Spielberg is the best possible producer to have because he's a filmmaker. He gives you the equipment you need, the tools you need, and the advice you need when you want it, and allows you to just go. He doesn't step in and be like, no, you gotta change this, no, people won't like this. He doesn't do that, or at least he didn't back in the 80s. I don't know if he still is like that. But like, that's what Joe Dante said was like, they had just the freedom to do whatever the fuck they wanted. And so what they did was this ridiculous, stupid, crazy comedy that's just kind of just dumb. And it's fun dumb.
It is very fun dumb. It also at some points feels like it's taking itself too seriously. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, especially
at the beginning. Yeah. It is really strange. It just because that's why I'm saying it feels like they did this like long movie about this guy just going through this, trying to survive this person's body when he wasn't supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
And then they tested it and it was not good. And then they hired Martin Short. That's what it feels like to me.
I can respect that. I don't think that's what happened. But like, definitely. I just feel like it's more along the lines of that first 30 minutes. They're like, we just kind of want to trick people.
Yeah.
We just want them to think this is going to be like a kind of poor budget sci-fi. Yeah. And like, it's not a poor budget. It's pretty. I mean, $27 million for back then.
Yeah,
it's kind of light, I guess. I don't know, it's still
they used it.
It's pretty good. So I'll go ahead. Let's dive into it. Let's dive into the synopsis.
Let's get Innerspace.
Let's get in there. Yeah, Dennis Quaid plays Lieutenant Tuck Pendleton.
Who that's a great name.
Yeah, right. At the very beginning, you get that he is in a on again, off again, kind of just like a hookup relationship with Meg Ryan's character, Lydia Maxwell.
Right. Pretty young role for all three of the leads.
Yeah, for real. But Tuck is down and out. He's drinking constantly. Is he in the Navy? Is that what he is?
No, he's in the what?
Navy aviator.
Oh, okay.
Navy aviator. We got another Top Gun.
Naviator.
Oh, actually, speaking of Navy aviators, I got a green ketchup. I'll throw that in once we finish Innerspace, but that's just to remind myself.
Okay.
But
you tell me about that Naviator.
Yeah. That's what Tuck Pendleton is. He's just another Maverick, just another Top Gun. But
they tried to get Tom Cruise for this.
I'm sure they did. Well, they got Dennis Quaid, and he's not bad. No, he's got the looks, but he's just kind of an ass, like crazily. He's just an ass. Yeah. Like at the very beginning, he makes a drunk mockery of himself in front of everybody. They're all kind of like, "All right, let's toss him the fuck out," and then they beat him up a bit.
Right,
and then it's just like he goes home. He kind of treats Meg Ryan or Lydia Maxwell. Well, he kind of treats her like shit at times.
Let's not forget that Pete Blanchard, Harold Sylvester, is playing Pete Blanchard. He jumps in and stops the fighting and then finishes by throwing Dennis Quaid out.
Yeah.
I just want to mention that because he comes back and he is supposely important to the plot, but they don't really use it.
They don't use anybody besides the main three, really. And the villains. They use the villains. But, so Tuck Pendleton, again, down and out. Navy they're trying out this new thing. They're trying out some miniaturization. I stumbled the fuck over that word. Miniaturization.
They miniaturize the stuff.
Yeah, they Ant-Man ya.
Yeah.
And
so they put Paul Rudd in the machine.
Yeah. Well, they need somebody to test it on. They need somebody willing to be shrunken down to tiny microscopic size. And their test will be to put you into a simple rabbit, and you've got to, there's certain, like, you got to hook up the senses. Like, you got to be able to talk to the rabbit. There's some minor tests.
I don't understand why they think they can understand that the rabbit is perceiving this.
Yeah. There's no way they would have known if it's working.
Yeah. Okay.
I assume they would have just been like, tell the rabbit to hop, and then, he would just tell it to hop.
Entirely true, because they can map the nervous system with electrical pulses. I don't know if they could do that then, but they
had the ability to miniaturize somebody. Of course, they could.
They should be able to. You would think. But to miniaturize something requires one chip. To enlarge it requires two.
That's right. And the chips are just tiny little cogs. Like, they're literally... Yeah. It's so funny. But, like, there's a problem. And the problem is the company, the government or this random company that's working on the miniaturization, there's a rivaling company.
Yeah.
That wants to steal their information. So they break in mid-test. I think they kill people, or they just knock people out. I can't remember. But they break in, and to stop them from stealing, the doctor, who is the doctor? Dr. Greenbush, is that him? Was it another doctor?
That might be it. Oh, Ozzy. It's Ozzy.
Ozzy Wexler, played by John Hora. Yeah, he takes the syringe filled with Dennis Quaid's miniaturized ship and Dennis Quaid's miniaturized body.
It's filled with Dennis Quaid.
It's filled with Dennis Quaid, and he runs.
Yes.
He runs out of the lab, and he's just trying to protect their sample, their fucking test, as well as Dennis Quaid's life.
I just cannot stop thinking about it. As soon as it got syringed in there, because, like, they, like, kind of give a little shimmer on a little speck of something to make you know that he's in there. But it looks like every other single bubble inside this syringe.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And all I can think of is that it's just LiQuaid Quaid. That's the whole thing. Especially because I kind of thought that the plot was going to go a completely different direction.
Yeah.
Because of Ozzy. Ozzy, like, when this guy is putting the chips in there, like, the whole plot revolves around this chip.
Yeah, it does.
As he's putting the chip in there, he gets distracted by Ozzy because Ozzy's like, look at all this paperwork. You didn't turn in your paperwork. Do you got any other late paperwork? And it didn't look like he quite put the thing on there right.
Right.
So I feel like it was a bit of a red herring on purpose, but it definitely took me. I thought maybe they liquefied him. They thought they were going to miniaturize him, but they liquefied him.
That'd be awful.
That would be awful. And I still think every time you talk about it, it's LiQuaid Quaid, and it just equates to a sperm sample. That's all I got in my head.
My only issue with all of this is that you're saying LiQuaid Quaid and not just LiQuaid. It's just LiQuaid.
I wish I had a soda pop so I could...
LiQuaid. Oh my gosh, there we go. Somebody call up Dennis Quaid. We gotta get this.
I gotta get this going. It can be in all different flavors.
Try the different flavors.
Yeah,
of LiQuaid.
We got
pizza. We got pineapple. Those are the two opposing spectrums here.
Pizza flavored soda. It could be called. I'm trying to remember all of his roles. It could be Rookie Stan's pizza flavored LiQuaid.
Ooh, Rookie. Yeah, going deep in the Dennis Quaid filmography there for his most treasured role, the Rookie. I've seen that once.
Yeah, it was not bad. I don't remember
it. and the because it's a baseball movie, right?
Yeah,
it's like in the whole realm of baseball films, not top 10.
It's this. If I'm not mistaken, it's this same story as Rookie of the Year.
Oh, man.
Because I'm pretty sure that he breaks something. And then,
do they come out in the exact same year?
No.
That'd be so funny.
Like,
it's like what's the Armageddon and Deep Impact?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that The Rookie was a 2000s movie and Rookie of the Year was 90s because I grew up watching that.
The Rookie. Oh my God, they made a TV show.
What?
With Nathan Fillion? That's not about baseball.
This is a different thing.
Yeah, that's not the Dennis Quaid film.
Nathan Fillion's in a cop show. I think I knew that. I guess Castle is kind of a cop show too, isn't it?
I was gonna say that I would watch it, but I haven't actually watched. No, I just love Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion's fun.
He's a cool dude.
There it is. Oh, that is a 90s.
Rookie of the Year, 1993.
Oh, no, that's Rookie of the Year. Okay, yeah, that's an oldie that I remember watching a shit ton of.
2002, The Rookie. A true story about a coach who discovers that it's never too late for dreams to come true.
They're 9 years apart, so they thought they could get away
Dennis
with it.
Quaid plays destroyed rocker Jim Morrison. Never made it out of the minor leagues. No, he plays Jimmy Morris. Jimmy Morris. We're not here to talk. Rookie. What are we doing?
But we are here to talk about Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, but Innerspace, this is where it starts to get funny. I mean, it's starting to show its humor during the miniaturization stuff. You're starting to understand it's like, oh, this is a comedy. Like, there's actual... You're trying for jokes. They definitely are trying. It's just a lot of the first 30 minutes are just falling flat. And I think the reason is we don't have the humor in yet, and that comes with Martin Short, who's introduced as a hypochondriac in the doctor's office. He's just freaking the fuck out about everything.
That's Dr. Green.
I think you're right. William Shallot. What's a shallot?
It's his best friend and doctor, Dr. Greenbush.
Dr. Greenbush.
They are introduced in the same scene. He's like, when you come in for your weekly examination, it's the highlight of my...
Hey, I'll be 100% honest. When I had my first surgery just like 3 or 4 years ago, and it turned me into a hypochondriac. Like after that, the first year after that surgery, I spent just like, oh no, there's a pain in my back. I need to go to the hospital. I clearly have a kidney issue. And so I went to the hospital like, not crazy amount, but at least 10 times in 1 year. And it's like, that's a crazy amount for me. But like, I know there's people who like Martin Short just went like once a week. Like it was bad. It's you get scared, but Martin is just controlled. Martin plays Jack Putter. Jack Putter is just controlled by his hypochondria. He is so scared of everything.
Not Tuck Jack.
Not Tuck Jack. But Tuck comes along within his syringe, being carried by Ozzy. Ozzy.
Yeah.
And Ozzy, at a food court, I think, just kind of like bumps into Martin Short and just injects him.
Yeah, he does it intentionally for reasons.
I don't remember him. Well, I mean, he's being chased by the gunman.
Yeah, but he was a shot.
Yeah, he was a shot.
Yeah.
Did he die?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Ozzy.
Yep.
Yeah, he did die.
A real hero.
There you have it. You have it here. Breaking news. But yeah, he just randomly injects this random dude, which, his whole point is, I'm going to try to save Dennis Quaid's life and my experiment. Mm-hmm. And so he injects him into a random fucking dude.
Yep, just a random dude.
Which could jeopardize everything. But luckily, Dennis Quaid knows what's up. He might be a drunk Navy aviator, but he read the manual.
Yep.
He knows what he's supposed to do. He connects to Martin Short, Jack Putter's inner ear, and he starts communicating with him. And Martin Short, being the great comedian that he is, just starts freaking the fuck out everywhere he's at. Because there's just a random voice in his head speaking, and he's no one else can hear it.
All of my fears have finally come true. I am lost in it. Please take me to get help. And that is what he does. He goes into the doctor, and I don't know how from there.
Well, eventually Tuck explains to him what's going on.
That's right. Yeah,
Tuck's able. He's able to eventually be like, "Bro, this is what's going on. I was miniaturized. You gotta take me back to this company. I don't know how I got in your body, but we have to work together. Otherwise, I'm gonna run out of oxygen in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And that's where the movie just takes off, is when Jack Putter, he goes to the company. They're trying to figure everything out. Again, the problem is, it's easy to shrink. You need one cog.
Just one.
Yeah, that's it.
Just one chip.
But to enlarge, you need two.
2 chips.
You need 2 chips. And they only got one because in that little break-in attack thing that the villains, which by the way were led by Dogrit, Dr. Margaret Kinker, played by Fiona Lewis, and Victor Scrimshaw, played by Kevin McCarthy. Great fucking villain names, by the way.
Also, I believe Mr.
Igo,
Vernon Wells was with them.
Yeah, but he's more of like a henchman. He's their gunman.
But
he's their what's the guy from James Bond with the hat?
Odd Job.
Odd Job, that's right. Yeah. Odd Job. He's their Odd Job.
So anyhow, Igo, his quirk, his spy movie quirk, is that he has a replaceable hand that has different attachments. There's some pretty funny gags with that, but also Fiona Lewis's only thing is that she's horny. Yeah. That is her only thing.
Yeah. There's like a hilarious moment where they find Jack in a freezer and they're just like, all right, let's get him back to the lab. And she's like, well, I could warm him up like instantly. Like, just leave. Leave me alone with him for 5 minutes. Yeah, it's dumb, but at the same time, she pulls it off. She makes it really funny.
Yeah, she does. It's just unfortunate. Yeah. I think they honestly use Meg Ryan pretty well. In this movie to
towards the end, definitely
credit. But other than that, the rest of the women are there to be looked at. Yeah. In fact, when Dennis Quaid walks to the machine, this woman gives him a peck on the cheek, and then he turns around and
just makes out
with her, and she's totally cool with that. But she initiated it.
Yeah,
so
I thought it would have been hilarious, and I think I kind of want to do a parody someday of that opening scene where he's walking to the machine, because I thought it would have been funny if like he's walking by and she gives him a kiss, and he's just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, and then he's walking by later and sees like a mail controller, and he's just like, hell yeah, and gives him a kiss. Like, I just thought it would be funny if he just continued that gag. Like if it was like he makes out with one person, comes over, makes out with another person, and then
everybody makes out with him.
I just thought that would have been such a funny gag. Like I was totally prepared to be like, all right, it's gonna get humorous, because I saw that's the Gremlins guy. I saw that it's Steven Spielberg's part of it, and like Steven can do a serious film, right? But typically, he like the Indiana Jones, he does like serious with mixes of warm comedy.
Yeah,
and I was kind of expecting that here.
It took a minute for that to become it, but it did become that.
Yeah, it took a long minute.
Yeah,
but once it did, I was laughing. Once I figured out the mood of this film, I was enjoying the fuck out of it. It was so much fun. Definitely. And even like Mr. Igo's entrance, like the henchman that we were talking about, the Odd Job character, he's like he's the one following Ozzy while he's carrying the syringe.
Right.
And he's walking through a mall, and like his hand is just super stiff, and he has a finger always pointing.
Yes.
And I couldn't tell at first. I was like, is he carrying a gun, or is he just always pointing? Like, because they haven't introduced much about this character. Yeah. So I'm like, what is going on? And then he literally just raises his hand, points at Ozzy, and then there's just like, you hear a bullet, like a silent bullet sound, and there's like his fingers smoking. Yes. And I'm like, oh my God, this is some goofy ass shit. I love it. And then he removes his glove, and it's just like a whole gun arm thing. I'm just like, I love this.
But I also love that this kid saw him do it. Yeah. And he just turns to him and does the like gun blow thing.
Yeah.
To his finger.
It's fucking great. Yeah.
Speaking of gun smoke, we also later. There's a lot more synopsis to do to introduce the cowboy, but I thought that was a good segue.
Oh, yeah.
For Robert Picardo. I like Robert Picardo for his involvement in everything sci-fi. He is in Stargate. He is in Star Trek. He might even be in Star Wars at this point.
He's a star.
He is a star. And I've always enjoyed you, sir. And I feel like you did brown face in this movie. That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. I didn't even realize it, honestly, because I didn't recognize him.
Right.
So I was just able to enjoy the role. Because the cowboy is funny.
The cowboy is funny.
Recognizing, though, that it's brownface definitely brings it down.
And the thing is like, I didn't feel like he was doing it like a Mexican accent. It felt like a Russian accent. So he could have been a Russian cowboy.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine.
I was kind of also like, because again, I wasn't paying attention to whether or not he was a different race or anything.
Right.
I honestly just thought he was a really tan guy.
It might be. Yeah. But he definitely is putting on an accent that he doesn't have.
Yeah, that is true.
And his hair was also, but that was also a style at the time. His hair was very tightly kinked. So I don't know.
I was skipping through his IMDb filmography list, and I saw that he was a voice in Justice League. He played Amazo, Blackhawk, and Nazi soldier.
We're not trying to say anything about this individual.
No,
I do think he's great. It is, you know, it is the time period. It's just still happening.
Yeah.
You know, even in my high school, when we did Annie Get Your Gun, we had kids fucking put makeup on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like that was this millennium.
Yeah. It's littered with bad stuff, but like the cowboy, the character himself is, you know, it was funny.
Yeah.
He had some hilarious moments. There's one very weird, it's not CGI. There's no I mean, I'm sure there is CGI, of course. When they're inside the body, there's some really good shots of the inner body and everything, of the inner space. And, but there's one moment where it's mostly practical effects where Martin Short changes into another guy. And like, cause he turns into the cowboy. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He turns and so that's like the thing, because at that point he's not tan anymore.
Yeah. That's when I was confused, because I didn't realize it was the same actor until after we were just now talking about it. And I was like, oh right, he did turn into because he has to fool people. He's got to go to a little meeting as the cowboy.
When Dennis, but okay, up to that point, when Dennis Quaid was like, hey, I'm going to go into your face nerves and fuck around and change your face into his face. I don't really know how it works. That's how they explain the science.
Yeah.
I don't really know how it works. I just have this manual and know how to do it. And so they changed Martin Short's face into Robert Picardo. And that was the point where I was like, oh, they don't care about the science at all.
No. And that's where what I was reading about Joe Dante, what he was talking about Steven Spielberg, that's where it's the beauty of Steven Spielberg as a producer, was like, this movie just got dumb after a while. They even say, like, let me look into the Wikipedia here where they talk about it. This is coming from Dennis Quaid. It's a dumb, stupid comedy, which is exactly what people need in the summertime. It's very idiotic, and I love it. We encounter every dumb, stupid cliche in the book. Leave your brain at home, and you'll have a good time. Nice. That's true. It's just true. And Dante is just like, Steven Spielberg would protect you from the studio and sometimes from the other producers. It's a very filmmaker-friendly atmosphere over at Amblin Entertainment. You got all the best equipment and all the people. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Blake's Point.
What?
Meg Ryan met Quaid on set here, and they got married after this.
I did not know that. Are they still married?
No, I don't think so. No actor stays married for a very long time. Let's see. He was married to PJ Souls. He was married to Meg Ryan. Got divorced in 2001.
Okay.
Now he's married to Laura Savoy. But between there was also Kimberly Buffington.
Sorry to talk about your love life. I just didn't know about it.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I think she was married to Tom Cruise too, wasn't she?
Maybe.
Nope. Just Dennis Quaid.
She's done.
Wow, one and done.
Good for you, Meg Ryan.
We ain't gotta get married again. Yeah, honestly, yeah. For real. Oh, John Mellencamp. That's what it was. Tom Cruise. What am I thinking? But like it's just it got dumb. The movie got dumb.
Yes.
So I'm gonna wrap it up here with that. Is that it becomes just a dumb, stupid, funny comedy, and I love that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I feel like though, like if we're going into closing statements, I feel like the length of time that it took to get there.
Yeah.
Was too long. That's why it feels like two different movies.
Yeah, it needs to be more upfront with what it is.
Yeah,
like it's got to be more like Airplane, where Airplane was just like, we're gonna be a comedy. We have to have at least like a joke every 6 fucking seconds. I don't
know that every movie has to be Airplane.
No,
sure, but there are some Zucker Abraham type jokes in this movie.
There are definitely like specifically there's individuals who get miniaturized but not fully miniaturized. They only get like half body miniaturized. They go from being like 6 feet to 3 feet, and the effects that they use, the sets that they use, so that you can tell it's not CGI. They're actually like there's a huge giant ass phone booth. And they're just standing at the phone booth. That stuff is so well done. I love that shit.
It was so funny.
Yeah, and again, it's just that's the thing is it takes too long to become this dumb movie. But once you realize it's a dumb movie, it's great.
Yeah,
it's so enjoyable, and I give it 3 stars. It is super fun. Dennis Quaid acts a little bit like he's trying to do Jack Nicholson out of The Shining.
Yeah,
but it kind of works for this because he kind of works as a dumb jackass, which is what he is for a lot of it.
Definitely.
And then Martin Short is just a fucking genius. And
yeah, I really like Martin Short. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do too. This is actually one of my favorite roles that he's done a lot of great roles, but like this is one of my favorite roles I've seen him in.
This is before Clifford. Have you ever seen Clifford?
I'm sure I have.
So, God, Clifford, man, he is just so obnoxious, and that just kind of becomes his humor.
Yeah.
And, I find it funny to an extent. I've liked him more now that he's mellowed off of that.
Yeah.
But, Clifford was that to the extreme.
If it's anything like his Santa Claus 3 performance, I know I'm not going to like it.
Oh, but dude, it's still classic, and it's an adult movie.
That's good. Okay.
Like, okay.
I hate him in
when
Santa
I'm
Claus
saying
3.
it's an adult movie, I think it might be rated PG, but there's definitely some
that's all right.
Braziers and shit.
Yeah. They hadn't figured out the rating system.
Right. Yeah, it means parental guidance, folks. I feel like that's pretty open-ended.
For the longest time as a kid, I thought G stood for guidance also.
Oh,
I was just like, you can watch it, but you gotta make sure you're not alone. Like, it doesn't matter what age the other person is, just don't watch it alone.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch Care Bears alone.
You're like, recommended for general audiences. I'm like, guidance. Definitely guidance.
That's definitely.
But no, I do enjoy and do recommend Innerspace. Just know that it's a dumb comedy. There are again throughout the whole movie, it's Martin Short acting with Dennis Quaid inside of him, like as a microscopic organism kind of thing, and it's so funny.
I'm such a 12-year-old.
I know. I mean, they use that joke a lot too. They're just like they never actually try to make a joke out of it, but they do say a lot. It's like, he's inside of you, or it's like, you gotta put me inside of you, or I need to be inside of you, that kind of shit. And it's like it's hilarious, but they never like try to make it a joke, which is good job. You had such low hanging fruit and you didn't reach for it. I'm kind of proud of you. Like that's good. But But they still acted, Dennis Quaid and Martin Short, they still acted together.
Yeah.
Like Dennis Quaid, when he was inside in that tiny little ship, Martin Short on set was like right outside the window, and they were just like talking to each other. So it's like, that's what made it feel like it worked really well, because they really worked well together, even though they never are seen on screen until the very last 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then even after that, most of the shots do not have them together.
No. And it's just funny. I do enjoy it. I do recommend it. And I'll sign off.
I did really enjoy this movie. I want to watch it again now that I know what it's about. And also, I want to be able to watch it in one sitting. This movie took me at least 2 days to watch. The next movie took me 3 days to watch.
I feel for you.
Yeah, it was bad. Anyhow, I give this a face. I feel like if it decided what kind of movie it wanted to be sooner, it might have gotten more. That's how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's fair. It is enjoyable once it's enjoyable.
And to talk about Quaid's performance, I think it's pretty good. You said that it gets too Jack Nicholson-y sometimes, but honestly, it's like, especially for his earlier stuff, I think it's one of his better roles.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny because, like, no offense, when I saw it was no offense to Don Mike, that is, when I saw it was a Dennis Quaid actor spotlight, I was like, okay, that's a bold statement. Like, like we've done. Who have we done? We did Robin Williams. We did
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. That's it so far, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe another one. I can pull it up here.
I don't think so.
I keep forgetting I had the computer at my fingertips. Actor highlighted. Why did I name it actor highlighted? That's dumb.
I think I called it something. I think I called it actor focus the first time we did it, but I think spotlight's better. And we can also do director spotlight.
We could. That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, we done Robin Williams. We did Tom Hanks. Two like iconic A-list, top tier actors. And not to say that Dennis Quaid is not a great actor, but when I saw that he was going to be our third one, I was like, all right.
Like I said, they said attempted comedy.
Attempted comedy.
So I don't think they have a very good opinion of Dennis Quaid. But I like Dennis Quaid. I think
he's all right.
I think skill-wise he is pretty average, I'm sorry to say. So I think we finished one.
He has a Hugh Grant-like quality about him where it's just like he's just a smile.
But I think Hugh Grant's actually very talented.
I think they're both actually talented.
Yeah.
And I think Dennis proved it because, again, I don't think his Jack Nicholson here is bad. I think it actually works really well for the character. I think it worked
for the character. Yeah, that's I think what I like about the performance is that it felt different from his other characters.
Yeah, exactly. But the next movie we're going to talk about, The Parent Trap, he just feels like a Hugh Grant stand-in because he's just a smile. He's just a charming smile.
He definitely just seems like he turns on the charm when the camera's on him, and that's all he's doing. Yeah.
But before we do that, and before we take a bit of a soda pop break here, I want to do my green ketchup, because I forgot I had a green ketchup.
You want to do it before soda pop break?
Right before, yeah. Okay. We'll go into the soda pop, because I won't be long here. I talked about U.S. Navy Aviator, Top Gun. I went and saw Top Gun Maverick. I got to see it in a theater. More importantly, I got to see it with my mom, my dad, my brother, and his girlfriend. And I loved it. That was such a good experience to go back to the theaters with my family. If I'm going to give any kind of recommendation to Top Gun Maverick, if you're out there and you're just like, I don't know if I want to see it. It's like, I'm not a big fan of the original. I get that. The original has its moments. The beach volleyball scene is by far one of the best moments in cinema. That's great. Playing with the boys, hell yeah. I'm all down for that shit. And I was worried that they were take away some of the homoeroticism, because that movie is not trying to be homoerotic, right? But it just is,
except for that scene.
For that scene, and it's like heavy macho. It's a little misogynistic too, but it's
a little
just like
toxic.
Yeah. That's the original's problems. Still a fun movie. I don't remember much about it. I haven't seen it in a decade. And, going into Maverick, I was just like, I haven't seen it in a decade. I don't know. But, like, seeing it with my parents, that was great. And if you need to know whether or not you should go see it, my dad falls asleep during every movie in the theaters.
Oh.
Almost every movie.
I feel like I know what you're going to say.
There are many times where he has stayed awake. If it is, like, action-packed, he'll probably stay awake, mainly because it's just loud.
Right.
But he was awake the whole time. Never once slept. I didn't hear a single snore. And when we left, I confirmed. Never snored, never fell asleep. He stayed awake the whole fucking movie.
Nice.
And that's the recommendation for Top Gun Maverick. It is a fun film. Much more fun than the original. Actually, I like it way more than the original. I'm not going to rate it because I don't do that in green ketchup, but I do recommend going to see it, and especially because it's real. It was actually shot in jets. Like, Tom Cruise is actually in a jet. He's not flying it. The Navy had a very specific rule, I think the movie had to pay $11,000 every time they flew a jet. Just as long as Tom Cruise didn't touch the controls. That was like the only stipulation, because he really badly wanted to fly. I don't know much of the truth of that. That's what I've read. But like, he's in that jet making all these crazy maneuvers There's many times where they go up, like, they have heavy G's against him. Because, like, he even opens up the film. You know how they have, like, right before the movie starts, they'll have, like, somebody come out. It's like, thanks for coming to the movies again. We're so happy to have you guys back in the theaters, like that kind of stuff. He came out, and he didn't come out into my theater. But on the screen, he popped up, and he was just like, hey, guys, I want to thank you all for coming back to the movies, especially this one. They held this movie off for 2 years. It was supposed to be back out in 2020, I think, or maybe 2021. But, like, they pushed it back so fucking much. And seeing it in theaters, I understand why. Because it's like they filmed it in actual like jets going at crazy speeds. Like as Tom Cruise says that when he like introduces the movie, it's real G's, it's real force, it's real like aviation. Like there's nothing CGI about this. They put a camera in there, and you're watching him fucking suffer through all of these maneuvers they're doing, because these maneuvers, like some of them are designed to literally just most people pass out. Most people just lose the ability to stay awake. Cool and and you can see that this 40-year-old man, or maybe he's 50. I don't know how old Tom Cruise is anymore.
I think you're right. On the second.
Yeah, I think he is in his 50s, isn't he? 59.
Holy
Jesus
Lord.
Christ. Like, mad props. You can say whatever you want about Tom Cruise.
He's the same age as my dad.
Oh my God. But, like, you can say whatever you want about Tom Cruise. Like, there are many jokes to be made, I'm sure. You cannot fucking say shit about his, like, his willingness to be put into these situations. The man wants to die on camera. I am 100% certain of that.
He does.
But it's fascinating to watch. You seeing him, like, just, like, you can see it's painful. There are many moments where there's one thing in particular where they're doing like a back and forth motion where the plane is like going back and forth. Like, I don't know how to describe it visually, but it's kind of like rocking. It's kind of rocking back and forth. Like, it's not flying, to a point A, point B. It's just like maneuvering through a cavern. It's doing the Star Wars dance, going down the trench.
Okay.
And you can see the amount of like the inertia, the adrenaline and everything that's just like pumping through Tom Cruise's face, because he's just like, holy fuck. And you can hear him coughing too, because he's like, he's an old man. You can hear him just be like, it's great. It's fascinating. It's really good. And Lady Gaga has a song as well, and that song is fucking great.
And does she perform it?
No, not on camera.
Oh, okay.
It's the credits scene. When it's just like the credits start rolling, and it's just like,
so it's not like the end of Scooby-Doo?
No, sadly not.
That's too bad.
But that is my green ketchup. Definitely recommend going to see Top Gun Maverick. Let's take a soda pop break.
Maverick. Yes, we'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're back from the soda pop break, and we've got one last film here to talk about in the Dennis Quaid actor spotlight, and that is The Parent Trap, 1998's romantic comedy. This
may very well be my introduction to Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, I think that would probably be it for me too. Actually, it is directed by Nancy Meyers, who I believe we've talked about, because we've talked It's Complicated before already, right? On this podcast. Alec Baldwin, Meryl Streep.
Was that for Delma Day?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was for Delma Day.
Okay.
Yeah, because she is the director of It's Complicated. She is also the director of What Women Want. I've seen that once as a kid. I don't remember much about it. I think that's Mel. Who is that? Who is What Women Want? What Women Want?
What Women Want? Is that the one with...
It is Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say.
I don't know if I said it, but I thought it. See, I was thinking, I was like, I think that's the one with Mel Gibson, but then there's another movie where I was...
But The Beaver also has Mel Gibson, I just wanted to say.
Look at his face! we just pulled up a picture of Mel Gibson's face.
Everyone at home, go to Wikipedia, Mel Gibson's page. It's beautiful.
Mel Gibson at the 2016 Cannes Film Festival.
Oh,
you had said he's also in The Beaver, and this
yes!
this is 100% a Beaver shot. He was making a beaver face like, I will chew all of your wood. Is What Women Want, though, is that the movie where he can hear women?
I think that's the
hear their inner thoughts.
But while Dennis Quaid looks like Mel Gibson, that's not who we're talking about.
It's not who we're talking about. I won't get lost in that rabbit hole. But that is another Nancy Meyers movie. Coming back to The Parent Trap, again, I watched it a lot. I was Earth Age 5 when this movie came out. I was much older than that, but that's what the government wanted me to tell people. But yeah, it was. I loved Lindsay Lohan as a kid, and it was mainly because of this movie. And
I think so too.
This is another thing. Is like I saw Actor Spotlight, right?
Right.
And I saw Dennis Quaid, and I was like, bold choice. And I saw The Parent Trap. Even bolder choice for a Dennis Quaid spotlight. Yeah. Because this is 100% a Lindsay Lohan spotlight film.
For real. Definitely. I think that as well. But also, like, if you were gonna do that, there was 2 other movies that I thought would work with either of these movies.
Right.
Like, The Parent Trap could work with Yours, Mine, and Ours.
That's fair.
And, which was also another Disney remake. Like,
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, The Parent Trap also, I think the original was the first time where they had a shot where the same actors in the same frame.
Oh, fuck. Twice. That's cool. I knew it was a remake, but I didn't realize it was a Disney remake. Yeah,
at the very least, it's on Disney Plus.
Production company, Walt Disney Pictures.
The other one that would pair well with Innerspace, I think, would be
2001 Space Odyssey.
No, for Dennis Quaid. He was in this movie, I think it was called Dreamscape?
Dreamscape?
Yes, where he goes inside people's dreams.
Oh my god, see, that would have been for...
Yes!
Not to judge Don and Mike.
Yes, no, it was a good pairing.
You did great.
You did a good job.
Good job, A+.
Yeah. So, The Parent Trap.
I'm looking for Dreamscape. You can talk Parent Trap.
If you don't know...
Shit.
Shit.
Oh, that poster is so cool.
It is cool.
That's rad.
I've only seen like the ending of this movie 3 times.
Joseph Rubin. I don't know who that is.
I've only seen the ending.
I don't know who Joseph Rubin is. I just want to act like I'm like, oh shit, I'm a pretentious sci-fi nerd.
And which one did you first? Innerspace or this or Dreamscape?
1984 for Dreamscape. And 1987 for Innerspace.
So Innerspace is just a little bit later than that. So, Parent Trap is a rom-com.
Yes.
But really, it's about the kids. I don't know how else to say. Yeah. But anyhow, these 2 children go to camp and meet each other, and they're like, holy shit, you look exactly like me. Yeah, and it's amazing how well London Lohan did.
London Lohan.
Yeah, because she, she's not an actor. So,
yeah,
she did a great job. And so they find out that they're twin sisters who were very cruelly separated.
Yeah, like
very nearly after their birth.
Makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, it hurts my soul.
Yeah, and both parents simultaneously decide we're never going to talk about the other.
Never. Just never. It's because their birthday is not going to be the most painful thing for you every single year. I was like, just what a cold thing to do. So anyways, Lindsay and London, they, I think it's Anna and Hallie.
Yeah, Annie and Hallie.
They meet each other, and then they find out that her parents are the same, and in fact, they shared a womb.
They shared a womb. They shared different halves of a photograph, which is how they deciphered that they are twin sisters. Is because one had the photograph of Dennis Quaid, the other had the photograph of the mom, played by Natasha Richardson, who I learned in research has a very sad death. I got to make sure this is actually her, because I think she died in a skiing accident. Yeah, epidural hematoma. She was skiing, and I guess, I don't know if she, like, hit a tree or something, but, like, she died after the fact.
Man.
Yeah. Sad 2009. A head injury. Wow, beginner skiing lesson.
A beginner skiing lesson.
That's sad.
Jeez. So that's real sad. I believe she was in the Dalmatians movie as well to try to pick it up. No, it's not her.
Nope, I don't see her. Fuck. Now we're just depressed.
Whoa. They did The Handmaid's Tale in the 90s?
Yeah, they've done that many times, man. 3 times. 19, wait.
What? That's an opera.
A 90s film, an opera, and a TV series. So only 3 times. But in different medias each time. That's interesting. And then there's The Handmaiden from South Korea, but that's not the same.
Also, see, it might be related, though.
Maybe. Anyways. Yeah, Natasha Richardson, the mom. What was I saying about her?
She died.
That is true. But I thought there was something before that where I was.
She is a wedding dress designer.
That is true. I don't remember what I was going to say before that, though. I thought there was something else.
That's how they discovered that they were related.
Right. That's what I was saying. Was
yes.
She had, the other one had the photograph of Natasha Richardson, and they both have they're both schemers.
Yeah.
Both Annie and Hallie, and they play pranks on each other. That's the first act of this film. Is like they are immediately at each other's throats at this camp until they are forced into being friends through Stockholm syndrome, like forced Stockholm syndrome, like really quick.
Right.
By the
counselor. Cabin.
Yeah, in the isolation cabin. And they quickly learn to work together. They quickly learn that when they work together, they are an unstoppable force. It's true though. They're great schemers, and they hatch this plan because both of them have been wanting to see their respective other parent, the one they never knew, their whole lives. Of course, why wouldn't you? And then finding out that you have a twin, that's fucking amazing. But London Lindsay, as you call her, she trades places, goes home with Denis Quaid, the cowboy from California, and what would you call California Lindsay? SoCal Lohan?
No, well, she's Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, she's just normal Lindsay.
And then London Lohan.
Wow.
That's her name.
That's a complex, the London Lohan. It was just like, I can't be the good Lindsay. My goodness.
She's not a Lindsay. She's a London.
Fuck.
She's a 10. She's her twin sister.
Oh, I thought you had said she's a 10, and I was like, whoa, Blake. I was like,
no, she is 10 in this movie.
She's 10 in this movie.
I will say at one point in my life, I might have considered Lindsay Lohan
when you were 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
Not this Lindsay
Not this
Lohan,
Lindsay. Got it.
But maybe Herbie Lindsay Lohan.
Anywho. Yeah, London Lindsay goes with, London Lohan?
London Lohan.
London Lohan goes with Denis Quaid, and then Lindsay Lohan goes home with Natasha Richardson. They both immediately fall in love with their charming parents. Both their parents have very charming and...
This is the first we meet the parents.
That is true, yeah, meet the Fockers. It's very... It's good, though. It's really well done. You do love both of the parents. You know, they have ridiculous jobs that make it so that they don't ever actually have to work. Get my social statements out there.
Yes. They are very wealthy people.
Yeah.
Nick runs a vineyard, and I think we already said what.
She's a wedding planner or wedding gown designer.
What is her name?
Liz. Yeah, Liz.
Gotcha.
And okay, I will be honest. People who design clothing, that is, I say you don't work. I said she doesn't work. In reality, that's a lot of work. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, and I'm sure getting his business going, it took a lot of work. I'm sure all that is people do it for him now.
The only statement I'm trying to make is that in the movie, we don't see them ever actually work. We just see them basically living these glorified, like, rich people lives. And it's just 100%. And these twins are just blown away by it, because, like, one seeing a new style of life in London, where she has a butler who is like the coolest guy ever.
Yes.
Played by Simon Kunz, playing Martin. And in the other, Dennis Quaid, he's got a nanny, they call her. The housekeeper.
It took me forever to understand what her role was in the house. I was like, is this their aunt or something?
No, she's just the housekeeper. She's she's that kind of person. Chessie, played by Lisa Ann Walter. Both of them are hilarious.
I love Lisa Ann Walter
I do too, yeah.
in this movie. I can't tell you what else I've seen her from.
Yeah.
But she is quite a lot of fun.
Bruce Almighty.
That's probably it.
War of the Worlds. Who's she in War of the Worlds?
One?
The Spielberg one. She was Debbie and Bruce Almighty.
Tell me anything. Is that the one
Tom
with
Cruise?
Tom Cruise? Okay.
The good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. It's Dakota Fanning.
Why is it not
talking about any of these movies?
No.
We're talking about Dennis Quaid.
She plays Cheryl in War of the Worlds.
I think what we're avoiding here is the fact that Dennis Quaid didn't do anything in this movie.
No, see, that's what I was saying. It's just like at the beginning of this podcast, the beginning of this episode, I was like, I'm divided. Because I am a helpless romantic. I love The Parent Trap.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, what happens, well, I mean, we haven't really talked about it at all, but what happens is that both twins go over there, to their respective parents' house, and then...
disguised as each other.
Disguised as the opposite twin. And London Lohan is completely baffled by this horrible situation where Dennis Quaid is marrying an awful woman.
Just the worst.
Played by Elaine Hendricks. She plays the character Meredith Blake, who is 100% just after Nick's money. That's all she wants. As it says in the Wikipedia thing, a 26-year-old publicist who is planning to marry Nick for his money. That's all she wants. And she's horrible. She doesn't care about the kids. She doesn't care about, she doesn't even have similar interests as Nick. So it kind of just begs the question. It's like, Nick, what the fuck are you doing, man? Is the sex just that good? Are you just lonely? Like, what the fuck is happening? Because she sucks. She's really not...
No.
There's nothing to show that there's much chemistry between them at all. Except for the fact that Dennis Quaid is so charming as fuck.
He is charming in this movie, but like we said, that is all he needs.
Yeah. He doesn't do much.
There is one scene where I feel like he does some acting, and it is with London as pretending to be Hallie. And he talks to her about bringing Meredith into the family.
Yeah.
And she says, "You want to adopt Meredith? That's so cute."
I do like that. That was a fun scene.
Oh, it was so good. I do feel like his awkwardness in that scene was really good. And,
right.
And I will say that Nick's character is much more awkward or clumsy. Clumsy might be the right term for it, because he is still very charming, obviously.
It's just once Liz shows up, once the mom of the twins shows up, he just kind of like becomes this bumbling, awkward thing. And it's adorable. It's cute. Yeah. Like there's one scene in the elevator where the door's closing and he's just like leaning with the door as it's closing so he can keep looking at her, and he falls over. Great. I love that shit. But yeah, he doesn't do much acting, and it comes down to the Lohans, London and Lindsay here. It just comes down to them. It's such a great performance by her. Like, because she plays these two crazy good characters. She goes all out as a young girl. Like, I don't know if this was her first. I doubt this was her first performance, her debut.
I don't think they would give somebody a twin role on their first.
It's the first one listed here, but that doesn't mean shit. Okay, yes.
Wow.
Her debut role.
Well, she was a genius. No. Oh, no. Wait.
Television.
She was one of the Disney kids.
Yeah. So she was in some television first. She was in Sesame Street, Another World, and Late Night with David Letterman before she was... Man. That's crazy to me. Like, this is her first film role, and she's fucking knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, she's wonderful. And the next one is Life Size?
Yeah.
Okay, her childhood movies are brilliant.
Yeah.
They're good. Okay, from my memory.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though, is like, at the very beginning when we're talking about this, what is an actor spotlight? It's really hard because I think Parent Trap is a better film. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's more put together. There are some things that are like, what? Yeah,
definitely. And I mean, one of the things, even though I love Martin and Chessie, even though I love them as a couple, at the same time, I'm like, did that need to happen?
No,
like, they didn't need to make that
up as they do in rom-coms.
Yeah.
If anything, if it was made today, I feel like Martin may be gay and find somebody, and that would be fun.
You talking Innerspace? Martin?
No, Martin the butler.
Oh, the butler. Right. I was thinking Martin Short.
Talking about him.
I was thinking Martin Short. Yeah, I know.
But I still think it's fun because there is some still good comedy between them with that. And one thing about Martin that I really love is that she says, "Will you please come to America with us?" When they're going to swap them back. Because they obviously, if there's a cat in a bag, it's going to come out. Yeah. Don't put cats in bags, people.
No, for real.
Maybe a carrying case, whatever.
Have air holes.
Yeah. So, what the fuck was that?
When they invite him to come to America.
Yes, when they invite him to come to America, they say she's what's her name? Elizabeth says, "Come to America with us and come as our friend, not our butler." Yeah. And then he wears this leather outfit.
Yeah, I fucking loved it. Literally, when I've completely forgotten a lot about Martin from my childhood, because I haven't watched this since I was a kid. But yeah, literally when he's just like, "I will 100% come with you to America as your friend," and then like it does like a jump cut or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what the term is. To him like putting on sunglasses while wearing that leather jacket. I literally just screamed at my TV. I was like, "Hell yeah, Martin!" I was like,
yeah. And then later he's in a Speedo.
Yes.
And then later he's in a Hawaiian shirt with jorts, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
It's fucking great.
He is a fashion statement.
Whoever decided to do that for Martin was just beautiful comedy gold.
Yeah. But I mean that's the thing is like they don't there's certain things that are just dumb, and one of the dumb things is him and Chessie becoming a thing. Like it's fine, it's just meh, it's whatever. But when it comes down to what's the better film, I love The Parent Trap more than Innerspace because I'm a helpless romantic. The problem is it's an actor spotlight,
right?
And I think the best spotlight of Dennis Quaid's acting abilities are in Innerspace,
yes,
where he's acting like this ridiculous, crazy character.
I 100% agree with you. I don't know if I gave a rating for...
Oh, yeah, neither of us did.
I do give it a full face. I think it holds up for my childhood. I don't think it's as good as I thought it was as a child.
That's right.
But it's still a good movie.
Oh, man. Once it gets... So the third act of Parent Trap is just full-on war between the twins and
that's so good.
What's her name? Meredith. Yeah, because like it is just them constantly pulling prank after prank after prank, and Meredith just has no fucking foot to stand on. Like it's not an even war at all. It is hilarious to watch this woman just completely succumb to these two girls. Like I love it. It's so fucking funny. And I give it 3.5 stars. But yeah, Innerspace wins still because of it's the actor spotlight.
I 100% agree. I did want to say, though, about Parent Trap that they did pack quite a bit of movie into it.
Yeah. There's 3 clear acts.
Yes, and like when I was watching it, and I'm like, I need to pause it and go, do something, probably go to the bathroom. And, actually, that's right. I watched it over 3 different days.
Yeah.
So, I knew where I was because it would freeze and whatever. It was halfway through and they hadn't introduced the parents yet. Yeah. And I was like, holy fuck, I remember them being throughout the movie. And they just are not. So like I said, there's a lot of movie in this movie. Go enjoy it. It is tater tot friendly. Tater tot safe. You can watch it with your kids.
Yeah.
And
I believe those little bastards can be fried in anything, but...
Yes, you do believe that. Innerspace, honestly, you could
bleep
too.
out that one. Bleep out the bastards part. I believe those little beeps.
Honestly, I think the worst thing you see in Innerspace is Dennis Quaid's ass.
Yeah, you do get to see Dennis Quaid's ass.
And he was cut.
He was cut. You do also get to see the inside of a womb.
You do.
Yeah.
The pro-lifers would love it.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
It's true.
It proves.
Without a shadow of a doubt, the science fiction film.
Yes.
Science non-fiction film.
So, yes. This is the truth.
Truth is out there. I think that's the show.
I want to believe.
I think that's the show, though.
I agree.
I think we've had a lot of fun. Until the next potato pick, remember, if you want to be involved in the next potato pick, just go on down to patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Check it out.
Yes.
But I'm the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I'm the Faceless Leon. Thanks for listening. Safe travels. And good night now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Toodles.
Bye-bye. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.